The Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show Tuesday Live. I am the big guy Ryback. Thank you for joining me once again. Everybody streaming live on TikTok and Instagram. The big guy Ryback 22. As always, Ryback TV on YouTube, Ryback Rules on Twitch. We're on Periscope at Ryback, and you can listen to this show on any podcast platform. They are uploaded very shortly after the live is finished. I just got done. I had a second day off after my fasting day yesterday. I did very hard conditioning. I got 11 rounds on the Stairmaster today, max level 25 with no hands. 60, that's for 30 seconds, and then 60 seconds rest on level 8 using my hands to hold on because in 11 rounds, which is, I believe, 11 or 12 rounds is my record for rounds, and I upped it from last week. I've been doing it to try to break that PR here coming up, and it might be next week that it happens, or the second time I do it later this week. It's that thing directly correlates to in-ring conditioning and burpees as well. The Stairmaster is really difficult because when you're sprinting essentially on the max level, your legs fatigue very quickly, and on that, and then with the rest period. So what happens is, like, you'll be good, I'll be good, like where the first, I'd say into the first 4 30-second rounds, I'm like, I feel great. And then from the next 4 rounds 4 through 8, every round after that, you get a little chink, just a little dent in you where you don't recover quite as much. And then the heart rate just continues to pick up, the body heat continues to elevate, the sweat, just pouring sweat as my body continues to just get rid of excess sodium. And then the last rounds, your will is truly tested. I would say I personally have never seen anybody anywhere near the weight I am that would even be able to do anything in that vicinity, let alone there's a lot of athletes, I don't think. Regular people, as far as regulars, not athletes, I would be very curious to see how many rounds people could do at that level. It is quite challenging, and but good. I think too, the lighter you are, the better it could be. But you got to find a Stairmaster that goes up to 25, because the Life Fitness Stairmasters, a lot of them, they have capped off at level 20, and they're the same models. And I don't know why they have some that are capped off on level 20, and then they got a few, and not every gym has them. But the gyms that do, I remember, and I go to those ones, they go to level 25. And those are the ones, and I've no joke, the motor will be burning at times, depending on how old the machine is when I'm done with it. And I'm like, shit. Because it's truly a real test of your will. And then followed up with 40 on the elliptical, max level 25. That was just to burn calories. And then 30 in the sauna, and I tapped out, and that was it. And here I am. I'm cooking my performance meal. I got a near 100-gram low-carb performance meal cooking right now, enjoying my last coffee. I'm hydrating, and then I got to go shower and reset for my nighttime stuff here. So hopping on today, talking to you guys, seeing what's going on. My routine is very consistent. A lot of Feed Me More nutrition stuff all throughout the morning. There'll be a little more at night. I got to go over inventory here in a little bit, putting in several reorders. I just sent that email earlier today. I'm hoping the shaker bottles are supposed to arrive. I got to check shipping. They were, as of last week, scheduled to arrive on Wednesday, tomorrow, the new blackout shakers. So I'm super pumped to get those in, and which we got to get those listed on the website. Always something to do. We got a super chat here starting off. Jabroni for Life says, "Wrong hole," she yelled. Uh, yeah, on that Tarantino's lasagna, I don't know what the sodium content was, and there's no doubt the sodium was much higher than anything I would be making. Um, like my performance meal in there, I actually had to put a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt on it so that I make sure I get enough sodium for the day because my sodium, I'm not eating. I'm not eating the plant-based meats, and my mother actually gave me the sausages, these different ones that have 20 grams of protein. She'd bought them, and she has to watch her sodium actually, which was kind of what led me down when she was saying this to like, wait, what's my sodium? And then looking is like, wait, I consume way too much. What are the risks of that? Even though they say everything's okay, and man, what a discovery with that. But I did cook one of those, and it has like 500 milligrams of sodium in it with my morning performance meal. But it actually isn't a bad idea using one of those a day for me so that I get my number up a little bit. Because otherwise, a lot of the foods I'm cooking, the beans and the quinoa and the lentils and eating all the fruits and vegetables, they don't have any sodium hardly. So I need to make sure I'm getting a bit, and I've gotten pretty good at that. And I feel great. And I can just continue to look better and better. So I'm pumped doing this, and the longer you do it, and from what I'm learning, we'll be reaping the positive benefits. I just noticed breathing today too was very easy on the Stairmaster. And I don't know what the connection is to that. I believe was consuming so much sodium though, just in just inflammation. And I just think my body is just getting rid of just the water it's holding on to, and from years of heavy sodium consumption. Joseph, good to see you, bud. Hyped for the 2 Sweet supplement. Me too, my man. Me too. And I take it every morning with my first meal before I eat my sugars and my fruit and stuff. And I'm definitely excited to get that out for you guys as well. Yeah, I'm waiting for the fulfillment. They have the Amazon. They're one of the resellers. They're supposed to be putting in another order. I will follow up with them here and see, because I've told them that we've got it listed up there for them so they can get it on there as well. Shane, I've never heard of that company, so I'm not sure. I don't know what to tell you. We don't use any artificial sweeteners or colors, and that we use more ingredients than any other company I've ever seen, because I'm very hands-on with this and have been creating my own supplements since my 20s. I don't know anything else about that other company though. If they use artificials and sweeteners though, I'd say they're no good. No, the blackout shakers are still plastic on those. I actually got to check. I never heard back from the guy was supposed to send me the gunmetal. This is like the third time though. The ice shakers people, man, nothing against those guys. I've dealt with them several times, and like their one rep guy is not good that I deal with. He that's on them. I've been ready to put the order in. The guy hasn't gotten back, I think, 3 different times. So I don't know if I even want to. I could probably find those same shakers over on Alibaba. Yeah, the sodium thing is a very real deal. That man, something's going on with my TikTok account, by the way. This just happened. I'm going to have to email the guy. So it's showing we only got 8 people on TikTok. The post I did with the guy where the kid landed on his neck had almost 7 million views. That video now is showing 190,000. And I posted several videos I've tried, and they're not getting any views. 2 of them stayed at 1 view for like an hour. And then I noticed on one of my other posts, all the views were gone. And I'm going to have to see what's going on, because even my live's not even being shown to people now. That's very interesting. There's a lot going on, and I'm dealing with something right now with Twitter and Instagram. to try to fix certain things. And it's been confirmed that I've been talking about, again, by people we have looking at the stuff going on from the inside, that there have been several things going on with each account from the companies. So it's TikTok has not been one of those, but I've got to keep my eye on it because there's a lot of shit that's been going on, and you're going to see once it's off, you'll see the difference. And that I've been telling the truth on all of this. It's a very serious matter, and I want it to all be over with, but I know where it's coming from, and it's unfortunate, but you just got to keep plugging away and do my thing. Chuck, that's a good recommendation. I mean, I'm doing my cheat meal. It's, I'm doing the video. It's the only time, but I do agree that's probably not a bad idea, just to make sure it's not ridiculous. Thank you for ordering the Feed Me More Nutrition shirt. I like those a lot. They're really comfortable, the hungry shirts. Taco Tuesday, Jonathan says. I listen to pretty much all music. Outside, not country though, not too much country. What else do we got going on? What's going on in the world of wrestling? We got any wrestling stuff today? We have any questions? Health, fitness, mindset? I look at all the things, guys, but I just stream for Instagram and TikTok on these. But this is typically we answer the questions from the YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, Periscope. I'll listen to a little bit of rock and roll. I don't, not like a ton, but I mean, I don't hate it by any means. Mick is going to AEW. Who Mick is he? I'm assuming that's Mick Foley. Monster Eats. Yeah. So he Monster Eats says, how did you like the Jacob's ladder at the workout the other day? Looked challenging. Yeah, I loved it. So I've seen that machine multiple times. I've seen people make posts saying how difficult it was. And it's always been one of the gym I go to, one of the other gyms, I'm going to a lot of gyms now and using them for different things, along with training at home once or twice a week, or coming home and finishing some stuff. But here in the summer, because like last summer with COVID, I remember I worked out at home a lot, and in the heat, and it's great, don't get me wrong, but like I'm doing a lot right now, and it's nice to get out, and I'm feeling really good and taking advantage of the different gyms for certain things that they have. And this EOS Fitness here has two of the Jacob's Ladder, and I loved it. It was that was my first time ever using it, and it's great for full body conditioning. I think it's so important when it comes to conditioning as well, to mix it up and to constantly do, and like I like doing the same things, but a lot of the same things, but in different things in different ways. And some weeks I won't do certain things, but I'll do it on the second week, and just mixing it up and really, really pushing your body. And I find that it helps you on everything get better. And I firmly believe that translates into in-ring conditioning. And I've always seen people saying there's no conditioning like wrestling with that. Yes and no. Oftentimes people don't push themselves hard enough. And if you I believe wrestling, and I never always was really easy for me because my conditioning was harder than the wrestling, if that makes sense. Because in wrestling too, you could take breaks. And that's why you'll never go usually as hard as you will as I'll do I'll do rounds of anywhere from 20, 30 seconds, sometimes longer, for like really, really maximum intensity. And I stay active on my rest on a lot of things, so that then when you get in the ring, but when you factor in wrestling, you're also dealing with adrenaline and things of that nature. But then and that may be like just returning, I think that would be getting used to that. And then there's a small adjustment window for that. And then once you're back with that. And then you like, because the memory, muscle memory, brain memory of remembering, breathing and controlling, but it's nerves with all of that. And I've always been fairly calm with all that. I thrive. Like I enjoy the energy more than anything. But if you got to put the work in up front, and that Jacob's ladders, it's staying in the arsenal. I plan on I did 6 rounds on it last week. And I'll probably try to do 8 to 9 this week. I'm always trying to do more and keep improving on it. But I did like 30 seconds, and then I did 60 seconds, and then back to 30, back to 60, back to 30, then finished 90 was the last one that I did. I would like to be able to do that to 2 to 3 minutes, and maybe even build myself up to doing 5-minute rounds. That's always, to me, I like those fighting 5-minute rounds. I find that if I could do, and I do different conditioning with those, that if you could do that, like wrestling is super easy because you can control your wind in a wrestling match. But I really recommend checking that out if you guys have never done Jacob's Ladder. And if you find a gym that has it, it's really, really, it's cool. Thank you, Leah. You're funny. You're hilarious on your food videos. Thank you. I greatly enjoy doing those. Just a man in his car eating. I feel like there's people that just like eat. I look at that as an opportunity just to talk to people and share a little bit of positivity, a little bit of humor, just randomness, and a little insight into my personality. Maybe a lot of insight into my personality. I think it's a great thing to have available. Jonathan, thank you for stopping by, buddy. Good to see all of you guys. Late for work. Thank you very much, man. Just trying to live my best life, staying busy, running Feed Me More Nutrition. And I got to say, I forgot to mention it on my own show up front. This podcast is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, premium supplements for men and women, sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, vegan friendly. What else is there? You can save 20% at all times from listening to this show with discount code Ryback Show 20 on feedmemore.com. Name a good fight I had in wrestling, all of them. And I would just say, go back and listen to the crowds, especially if you really like, I would say live events too. Pay-per-views always elicited the proper reaction at all times. So I would say every match I've ever been in. Legit. The swerve at SummerSlam going to be Ryback versus Lashley. I could tell you that's not going to happen. They are going to 100% do Goldberg versus Lashley. I have no doubt, knowing how petty they are. And I do not care in the slightest. Like, I love Lashley, and I think he's great. I've always gotten along really well with him. But I told you guys, with all of this stuff, it is so petty on so many levels. The company is controlling my social media so that to suppress me, so that it doesn't look like, even though I've done fantastic and I've had to hustle to be fantastic, things would be so much higher. And I've had it confirmed already on what's going on. And we're going to get it all fixed. But they're going to do whatever they're going to do. I'm not worried about any of it, guys. I'm not dealing with it. I'm dealing with their legal stuff with the Ryback trademark. And I can't wait for it to all be over with, close the book on it. And it is what it is. I'm vibrating at a much higher level, and I never want to ever have to vibrate at that level ever again in my life and be around it. So I don't know anything about Terry Funk or Paul Orndorff, guys. I haven't. Yeah, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. As far as, do I have any other hobbies besides working out? I love doing everything. But I love learning. I love reading audiobooks. I love helping in motivating, and doing like what I do with this stuff. I like laughing. I like providing humor and entertainment. I think I'm always an entertainer at my core. Uh, I'm super, super passionate about feeding me more nutrition, and helping people improve their lives through the things that have helped me improve my life. So, and then as far as like just, I love doing anything. You know, it's a matter of if there's an opportunity to do something. And there's so much that I do that I don't show. A lot of this stuff, people, you see guys just a little bit, you know, there'll often be times I go out and do stuff. I don't record anything because it's my, you know, I go do my thing, and it's, you let people see what you want to let them see, and then you live your life, you know. But oftentimes, some of the coolest things I do, I don't even show because I don't care like on it about them because I'm not on my phone. There'll be times I don't, when I do certain things, and I'm not on my phone for hours. So. Thank you, Leah. Yeah, WWE took a big loss, and it's just their karma. They're going to continue, I believe. You go back, you can watch. It's not. It is what it is. It's over with, and I believe my best years wrestling will be somewhere else. I'll have nothing to do with them. I'll never be in their Hall of Fame. It is. I don't. There's nothing they could do, I feel, probably to make up for the things that they've done and they did when they were there and what they've continued to do since I've left. That to me is the most personal of it all, on top of the health and never one call, nothing on it. There's no making that up. So it's over. It is what it is. You know, and their karma is, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on here with stuff and too, Vince. And I've talked about it in the past. And you'll see. And I'm just going to keep doing my thing. He's not going to win. Time is not on his side. And that's just straight up facts. We all get old, but time is not on his side. He's not a good human being. And I don't put up with it. I don't put up with it. You said Funk was trending on Twitter today. Apparently he was admitted to an assisted living home for his overall health and dementia. I'm very sorry to hear that. And again, you know, hopefully, you know, he's getting the care that he needs. And I don't know if Dory, I trained us in FCW a little bit, had us do dance routines, actually. I'm not even making that up. He came in and he had us doing this synchronized dancing in the ring. I'm not like legit dancing. And it was a dance routine, and they lined up like 6 guys in a row, and we all had to do like these same dance routines. And to this day, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I got from it. I never used it for anything, but I remember we all had a good time that day. And maybe that was it. Maybe it was just to get us out of regular training. Could have been. And so I'm not mad at it. I just remember it didn't apply to anything pro wrestling that I could, you know, other than maybe Skip Sheffield. I could have maybe added it to a routine. But Terry, yeah, you know, unfortunately, it's getting old. We're all gonna go through it. So, but I hope just for him and his family getting the care and everything's all right. You never like hearing that stuff, but Terry was getting you ready for Dancing with the Stars. No, it was Dory Funk. It wasn't Terry. There was Dory that was giving us the dance routines. Daniel would ask, what's your favorite spot to grab some vegan food? I'm going to say, man, Modern Vegan and Garden Grill are the two of the top ones. That Tarantino's vegan place, I need to try. That was really, really good. I already know they're going to have a lot of really good things in there to try. But Modern Vegan has such a diverse menu, and their Mac Attack is so good. Cafe No Fur in Vegas as well, another spot that has like hit after hit after hit. It's a toss up. But if like you telling me like you got one spot to pick, I might have to go Garden Grill just because the menu has, if like you had to lock me in one of them for a year and like you're staying in this place for a year, I'm picking Modern Vegan just because I'll have more options. But the menu, Garden Grill, so many great things. Cafe for No Fur, so many great things. And there's a lot of the vegan restaurants here, eating that stuff. Unbelievable. Yeah, Vince needs a rude awakening. So what's going on, and this isn't, WWE works with Twitter, and they actually have, I know like Armando Estrada's another guy. He had an issue with WWE over other things. They've got his account suppressed. He can't be seen. He has like 26,000 followers, but he's been on there and he's active. He doesn't get any engagement or impressions. And it's coincidentally the same percentage that I have. And I go, wait a second. It just doesn't make sense. Like if you look in, what it does is they want to control the narrative on guys and they ruin their lives. You see, the problem is they picked the wrong motherfucker with me. And I'm like, I will never stop. I will haunt them in their fucking nightmares. I will not stop. And like, it's just, and I found a way around it at time and time again. In this day and age, and I'm about to expose a lot more shit with when this stuff gets done with what's going on. And the proof will be, you guys will see my accounts. You're going to see what happens. And you're going to know that everything I said, based off, and you could see the numbers from before what was going on. It's, they legit don't want me to make money. They don't want me to have a business. They don't want people to see me. You got to, how fucked up is that? No matter what I do. And as an entrepreneur who works for himself that relies on social media, and people, you expect me to just sit back and no way, motherfucker. No way. You got to fight fire with fire when you're dealing with the devil. And that unfortunately is the only way it is. So, and like I said, time's not on his side. And karma, he will have a very, very, very bad ending. I promise you. That's life based off how he's lived his life. And I will not hold back on it. I would tell that right to his face. I'd look at his little beady, soulless eyes, and I will tell him that to his face. I have before on other things. He doesn't intimidate me, doesn't scare me. I see a scared little boy who watched his mom get abused, who then went on to abuse other humans his whole life. And that's a fact. And I could break him down so easily. He's mentally very low vibration. He's very, very not self-aware. He's not woken on anything. He's very low tier. He made a lot of money by whoring out people for their love of the business. And I just won't back down. Very personal. Pick the wrong guy. And like I said, and I stand by it, the world will be a better place when he's gone. Let him live his full life. Cool. Not wishing death now. But when he's gone, the world's going to be a better place. I swear to God. I swear to God, the world will be a better place the day he's gone. What's up? Let me see. What's next for Daniel Bryan? I don't know. Is there something going on with Daniel Bryan? I have not seen Phoenix lately. We communicate though quite regularly. I know she was in another country. I think she still might be there, doing a bunch of stuff. So she's always very positive. Me and Phoenix will always be just we get along very well. Always have. I don't foresee Triple H ever taking over WWE fully. I don't think he wants to. He knows it's just, I think they get bought out eventually. Yeah, we're going to have to send a message to the guy that I deal with on TikTok. TikTok is definitely something is going on that account now. We usually get hundreds of people in here on the live, and we got 6, and my posts aren't being seen the last few. The joys of social media. India, what's going on? Daniel Bryan's contract is up with WWE, and he hasn't been on TV since. I wasn't even aware of that. Yeah, I don't know what Dan knows the deal. I think Dan is probably, and they should give Dan whatever he wants, is with obviously, to keep him. But who knows? And that's probably what's going on right now. Dan and having kids, I could see Dan not wanting to be on the road full time, and nor should he have to. I don't think anyone should be on the road full time. I think they need to redo the whole live event thing. I don't think they should be doing 4 or 5 shows a week. I think that is something that is going to be a thing of the past. It is. It's not a good thing, but I don't know. Dan and Cody have always, and we used to ride together, me, Dan, and Cody. I think AEW would be a much better spot for Dan personally, and I think I would like to see him personally go there. Yeah, Daniel Bryan to AEW would make the most sense. And I think that would be the most fulfilling thing for him creatively and from a wrestling standpoint as well. I'm just having a little black coffee. All right, we're going to go ahead and... What else do we got going on? We're not going to get the questions from TikTok with no one. Yeah, I got to do scar tissue work right after this, actually. Yeah, Zach, what do I think about Zelina Vega returning to WWE? I actually caught part of that the other night. And yeah, if she's happy, that's great. That's all. I don't know, the exact details of everything. I remember before, you never know, and you can't make with what you see put online. Only she knows in WWE and probably people close to the situation what actually happened with all of it. I know it was over the social media stuff. And but if she chose to go back, that was a decision she thought out. And as long as she's happy, but I mean, all wrestlers know what they're signing up for. That when they sign up unless they get specifically in the contract and for things on their end. You can't believe they had her lose that first night back again. It's all physical acting on that, though. It just all depends on what the game plan is. So. I don't have a favorite machine at the gym. I just love working out. A lot of people are always interested, like the favorites. I find that with like regular people, that's always like, what's your favorite this? I've never been like a favorite guy. I just like things. I don't really use that word, I feel, in a lot of things. Like, oh, it's my favorite. Like Like, oh man, I can't wait to go do the Smith machine. It's my favorite. Like, I just like working out. Let's see. Taking a look at the questions here, see if we have any good questions. What could I or should I use, Daniel ask on Instagram, into motivating me to sign up to the gym? Fix your food, you fix your mood. If you're lacking motivation, typically you're lacking energy, which means then you got to go to the root of the cause, which then it typically then goes right to your diet, food and beverages, what you're consuming. And if you fix that, your energy is going to improve. And I've never met anyone that has good energy that just sits around all day. So oftentimes you hear people always ask you, how do I get motivated? How do I get motivated? I'm giving you the answer. Most people can't give you the answer. Fix your energy. How do you fix your energy? Fix your mood, you fix your food. It's as simple as that. Also, feed me more nutrition, wake up a limited energy. Take a scoop of that, you're going to be jacked and ready to go. But you also need to fix your food. You need to be able to improve your energy and the things that you're consuming. Everybody, if you do not feel good, if you're sitting here watching this, you're not happy with the way that you look, you don't feel good. I'm telling you right now, you have 100% control on fixing all of it. So easy. It's not hard. It is easy, but it takes a little bit of discipline and taking the first step of fixing what you're putting in your body. And you got to look around and realize that nobody in this world is going to care. This is how you have to think. Nobody in this world gives a shit about you. Okay? Nobody. So let's just accept that as a fact. So you have to start giving a shit about you and caring. There's nobody to hold your hand that's going to go, guys, you got to do this. I give you the answers on things that work with that. But like, you have to have this attitude that nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do it. And nobody owes it to you to do it for you. If you can't do it, it's up to you. We have Google. We have all the books in the world. You got to read. You got to educate yourselves. Listen to the right shows. Take these bits of information, and you got to do the work. And that's the difference between people that do great things in their lives and people that sit around and never do anything. It's that simple. It's that simple. The people that know how to apply and do the work are the ones that find happiness and success. You got to fix your food, man. You got to fix it. I've never wrestled. When I wrestle a match in Mexico, I've never been down there. They've asked me. Conan's asked. Alberto Del Rio is multiple times, and I love them. They've asked when I'm not wrestling, and um, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not a big fan of anymore. Like, with where I'm at in life, I just simply want to just go back and do my thing. Um, and after overcoming all this, I don't care about I don't care about matchups and like, oh, I can't. I've wrestled in so many places, and like I like being home. I like being around my dogs. I like being in control of my life. Um, and I would like to get involved again at the highest level, and do my thing. So, not to say if the right opportunity came about, I think it would be a fantastic thing. But I just don't, I've never wrestled there. I was never on the tours with the WWE, and it's just not. It's not like something like I'm not. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go wrestle in Mexico. I know what I'm doing right now as far as where I'm going, getting ready. The right people will be let known that when I know I'm ready to pull the trigger, and then we'll go about taking care of business. The strength, I have not lost any strength at all. I've not lost any muscle mass. My body has improved going vegan. My endurance has improved, the blood flow, everything. Conditioning. I won't know until I'm ready to really fully push it. I just know based off the things that I've done, I feel I'm stronger now. And again, dealing with the shoulder and the remaining scar tissue. And then I'll really be able to really, really push myself and see. It's not, I would have realized it at this point if I lost anything, and I haven't. I love a good power bomb. I think power bombs, I could watch those all day long. Ryback versus Batista. That's what's best for business. I don't see Batista going back to wrestling after. I think he's done. I think he got what he wanted with the last match and WrestleMania. And unless it was like getting yourself and getting, you get older, you're away from it, and he's killing it with what he's doing. That's a big commitment to go back and you know. What else we got going on? What other we got any other pro wrestling news? Any other questions? Health, fitness, mindset, nutrition, supplementation. If you guys have trouble sleeping, drop the old remote. If you have trouble sleeping, check out our GTS, Go to Sleep by Feed Me More Nutrition. I'm telling you, I take it an hour before bed, guys. I've never had any sleeping issues. It works. There's no morning hangover on it. And there's not another sleep formula out there that gives you the ingredients that we give you. It is mega packed with a rock star list of ingredients. And if you or know someone you know has trouble sleeping, it will be a great gift to let them try that. You won't see me doing any eating for like eating as far as an eating contest or anything. I'm past the videos that I've done were in the past. I did a little bit of that on the Ryback TV, which those food videos, I was actually against the food videos when I first started. But so again, if you know everything I'm talking about and what I've learned through business and marketing, my accounts being suppressed, I had to try to figure out ways. And then they got a hold of my YouTube, unfortunately, and that has never bounced back from when it was at its highest when I first made it. Because it dropped overnight, and I know, and it's happened on multiple accounts. And because I didn't have this channel when I was in WWE, but they found out that I came over here, and they cut the revenue down from what we were getting on the supplements here as well. It's a screwed up situation, but I was doing these food videos because they would get a little bit of attention, and but it's just not healthy, and it was a great time, but it was something I look back and it just didn't fit with the brand and what I wanted to do, and I don't want people to think like this is the problem with this stuff is so a lot of people are fucking idiots. They see you do that and they think you eat that all the time when you're eating like all the stuff that I usually eat. It's nothing like that. But they can't comprehend that because they watch you eat this food video, and then they don't look at, like I deal with this stuff on a regular basis. People don't look at dates. People have no idea of dates on videos, and they're just like, oh my God, this guy just always eats junk. It's literally, they don't realize it's over the span of years, and they don't look in between and realize they don't take into context calories, the amount of meals that you're eating, none of it. So I'm much happier doing with what I'm doing now and feel it serves a greater purpose of educating people on the vegan diet and enjoying some good vegan food. And also eating healthy vegan foods. Ryback, did you ever, thank you for the super chat, the Gaming Shark team. Did you ever have a match in Australia? I've wrestled over there multiple times, yes. And Australia is actually one of my favorite international places to travel and wrestle at. Wollongong. I have some great memories in Wollongong. Yeah, I think, Robert, the current environment in pro wrestling is it's just different. The landscape, the way things are done. You sign a contract and you just put your name in a bowl, and you got companies that just need to get out content. I think too, it's really hard to keep things controlled and private on what you're doing with the shows. There's too many people prying. I think there's too many people that work for the wrestling organizations that talk to these pieces of shit that put out all the news. And unfortunately, nothing is really kept quiet. And the other part of that is the viewer's inability to not read it. I think that's at the end of the day. This is why I tell you guys, if you want to enjoy pro wrestling, stop reading dirt sheets. You'll be the best thing you ever do for yourself. But unfortunately, it's not something that a lot of the fan base, on that hardcore fan base, they can't do it. And they don't, it ruins the surprises. It ruins just watching it for the entertainment that it is. I think it's up to pro wrestlers though to know how to protect themselves, their storylines, and what they're doing. And it's when there's a lot of content and there's a lot going on, I've learned a lot of lessons from my first go around with a lot of that, and knowing what I would like. And I focus on the creative end, and I'm very interested in coming back for a duration to tell a story. And I have several in place, and I think that will be up to me to get that all done. Yasir, thank you very much, buddy. How are you doing, mate? I'm doing fantastic. Beautiful day. Got my health back, freaking jacked. Got a performance meal cooking, almost 100 grams of protein, low carb. What a beautiful day. Anthony says, would you ever do an action film if offered, or turn it down? I just had a guy reach out again that for a thing to meet with the director for a movie. I just said, no, I'm not. I don't. She's tried time and time again. I have no interest. I run a business. Like, I'm not. I know what I'm training, and I don't really. I'm happy. Like, I just want my social media fixed, and I should be way ahead of where I even am right now. But I'm going to make it all up on the back end. So. Dominic, I never broke CM Punk's ribs. That was a 100% lie on his part. WWE had documentation. The doctors actually he had no broken ribs. He didn't have bruised ribs. That was him fucking lying, guys. So, which he's been caught doing multiple times. It's over with. Wish him the best. Never happened. Move on. Yasir, thank you again. When are you returning back to wrestling? I will return back to wrestling when I return back to wrestling. Hello, hello. Good to see all of you. Thank you very much, Dark Savage. Life is beautiful, my man. I love your matches in WWE. Thank you very much. What are my thoughts on Dominic Mysterio? I think he's got a very bright future. Ray's obviously one of the all-time greats, and I having him as your father, I think he's gotten probably as good of advice as you can get, and I think he's going to have a bright future. You seem Ryback. You seem to have a great mind for the sport. If given the opportunity, would you ever start your own promotion? I've said this time and time again. Absolutely not. I would have no issue. I see me in wrestling. I like the creative aspect of things because at my root, I love entertainment. And I feel I have a very good understanding. I do feel I have a very good understanding in mind for the business. I love business. So being an entrepreneur, and I have a lot of goals on that end. I would say after my wrestling days, after I'm back and when my wrestling days are officially over, I would say there's a possibility that I may stay involved if the opportunity is given from a creative standpoint. But that would all depend. And that's just what I'd foresee as far as what I enjoy in my passions and focusing on that and I think being there for the physical aspect of things in ring on a lot of things that I feel I've learned that have not, again, that aren't necessarily in today's wrestling, but with how busy I am and what I got going on, it would be maybe more of a creative thing. Super chat, he's here again. What are my thoughts on the Fiend Bray Wyatt? One of my favorites, man. Great guy. Came up with him at FCW. I'm happy for all the success that he's had, and I understand, and I just know because I've been through it. And there's been multiple opportunities with him where he could be even bigger than they have allowed, and it's unfortunate, but he's done very well for himself. Was Bill DeMott a jerk? No, I have a lot of love for Bill DeMott. Bill DeMott was very tough. Bill DeMott was an extremely tough trainer. But I always said, and Bill always said, if you survive me, you'll be a star. And that was 100% true. And the majority of guys could not survive Bill DeMott. He mentally broke them and physically broke them. He tested me probably harder than anybody. And I would say out of everybody, I would say I'm up there, me and The Miz, on the two most successful that came from him. And Luke Gallows as well. And all three of us killed ourselves and busted our asses and never sat out. Miz wasn't there as long. Miz was there for a short duration. I would say, if anything, it was me and Luke were the two. And Luke was there even longer after I got transferred. They switched me WWE to OVW, which I had nothing to do with. I've shared a lot of really good moments with Bill, and I don't think it was necessarily, I look back, it did a little bit of damage to me mentally as far as negativity wise, but that was on me to figure that out and to turn it into a positive that allowed me a lot of the things he taught, instilled a toughness in me, and where I don't put up with bullshit, that I'm very proud that he was my trainer. I'm very proud of him, Al Snow, Dr. Tom Pritchard. Like I have great respect and very, very proud to have come from those guys and gotten a little bit from each of them. Love my thoughts on Kurt Angle. Did I ever wrestle him? No. And I know Kurt had said, many years ago when I first left WWE, that I was one of the guys he wanted to wrestle. And, I know he wrestled Cody on a show that I wrestled at for Northeast Wrestling when I was really messed up. And I had no business even wrestling. I look back at that and it brings back, I hate when I see pictures from the shows because I get flashbacks and I remember what I was going through and nobody really knew. And my body was just completely destroyed. I would let, Kurt healthy, me healthy. I think, God damn, that would be fucking fantastic. But I love guys with the intensity like that. I wish I could have wrestled Benoit, and I've got to train with him. He gave me like 50 arm drags in a row, and not even making that up. It was, he was intense. No. So I think the best wrestling product is you got to respect the old school rules and psychology to a degree. As far as, and I think with pro wrestling, the one thing that makes it more unique than like fighting is selling and our ability to get an audience to care about us. And I know oftentimes, and I go back, I look, I go, I understand pro wrestling sometimes it changing and getting faster with guys because then they're comparing it to MMA, and they're not wrong for doing that. The problem with it is, and I'm going to give you guys an example of what I saw. Um, is big guys have to be able to protect themselves better against smaller guys. There was a match on Raw last night I saw with the T-bar guy and was it the Lucha House Party guys, and it just I could tell like a lot of times guys they just do moves and like you got to know how to protect yourself and like in a fight a lightweight doesn't hit as hard as a heavyweight, so it's up to the smaller guys also to know how to sell better for bigger guys, and you got to work the match differently. So the problem is oftentimes guys throw that all out the window, and you got little guys not selling as good for big guys and big guys overselling for little guys. And this isn't disrespectful anyway, but you have to have this psychology in place to a degree to make it as believable as possible. And it's one of the things. And I get it. It's just I don't worry about it. I just know I know how to do it, and that's all I worry about. So it is what it is. And some guys can do it, but I think it's just you gotta with pro wrestling. There's certain things that you got to have some rules in there because otherwise it gets all out chaos. And in the things that had proven to work that can to draw an audience, I don't think you should ever get too far away from that. But things are always going to change. The audience of pro wrestling today, less casual people. I say casual, and I mean normal people. When I say casual, uh, are are watching it, and there's a lot more options out there. And at the end of the day, I know a lot of people want to focus on the quote unquote bell to bell, and I think I love the bell to bell. I love it. I think the bell to bell needs to be as good as possible at all times. With that, you also need to have proper storytelling and character development, and you also you have to know how to get over. And so, but the audience has changed a little bit. I feel, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with everything. In my opinion, Yasir, thank you, Super Chat. In my opinion, I think you're an amazing wrestler, an amazing person, and I think you have a high level of banter. Love your YouTube channel and your hard work because you deserve it so much. Feed me more. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate your support and for tuning in. It's always a lot of fun. My wrestling attire, I will be wearing the singlet and the weight belt. The look I had. Just I think there's definitely going to be some new singlets. Um, Red, yellow, and orange. I think are going to be the deal that I focus on. I'm sorry, William. I can answer your questions on here about it. I don't care to ever do that ever again. It was great for what it was. I don't really. I'm not. I'm too busy with all of that. I just enjoy. If you got a question, I'll answer it, and it is what it is. Gabe, good job, man. He goes, big guy. Gabe says, big guy. I go for my blood test update next week to see if my numbers increase. Taking the big guy testosterone. Please update us, Gabe. And I'm curious, what were your numbers prior again? You said. I cannot wait for you to get those. Do I think Attitude Era style will ever return? As far as that, I think things were a lot more chaotic back then. As far as I think guys too in that era, in the way there was a lot more punching and kicking because I think those guys didn't plan out as much. And I think they planned out stuff. I know they did. And that was always the thing that I remember, guys, and people plan out stuff to varying degrees. But I think back then things were changed so much and so chaotic, and it's still chaotic, but guys plan out, I think, even more. So I think that, guys would go out there and just have fun. And I think for wrestlers, it's more fun to plan less, and I always had a lot more fun when I didn't know what we were doing all the way through. I don't know, have I been to Belfast, Ireland? I believe I have, yes. I believe we've wrestled there. Anthony says, did insomnia make you create GTS? No, it was just more from being wired and driving after performing at the live events, and being wired and drinking coffee late at night because I would always drive, listen to my audiobooks. And so I would be consuming coffee anywhere. We'd have 3 to 5 hour drives pretty much every night, depending. Some nights you'd have the 3 hour drives would be pretty consistent, or 2.5, 3 hours, 4 hours. And then sometimes you'd get a 5 or 6 hour deal. So, and then, you're definitely doing 2 or 3 coffees at the gas stations. I am, because it's the end of the day. I've already had a huge workout. Been up since early in the morning. You're training, you're getting geared up for that, getting done with that, showering, hopping in a vehicle, getting food, driving. I needed to have something to wind me down outside of Benadryl and NyQuil, because I knew, I did that for a while, and I'm like, well, shit, I've been doing this for a while. Do I just do this forever? I can't do this forever. And that was what created the urge and the sense of urgency for me to create something like I had done with my fat burner and other supplements at the time, to then create a sleep formula. And that was where it came from. Do I recommend any foods as a natural laxative? When you go plant-based and adding more fruits and vegetables, add some flax seeds, and different things to your diet, you're going to be. That's the one thing missing from the majority of our diet is fiber, which fiber will change your life in creating and making you regular. And I believe it truly helps us with burning body fat and our metabolism as well, and not supplementing with it, eating it from real foods. Gabe, your test numbers were at 463. So I'm hoping we're coming back in the 500 to 600 range for you on that. So let's see what they come back at. This is going to be a good one. You got to post it. Let me know. Yeah, I believe algae omega-3s are superior to fish oil, and fish get their omegas from the algae. So getting it directly from the source, superior to fish oil supplements. I've got quite a bit of guns. I've just got them for protection. I'm not like a little gun enthusiast where I got to go out. I learned how to shoot them multiple times, and that they pretty much served their purpose for me on that. I don't really get any thrill going. Like I don't go to the gun range all that often or anything. Like, oh, I got to go shoot my guns, and got them for protection. And at the end of that, I don't really like them, quite frankly. I understand it's smart to have them in a day and age where you never know. Because if someone has one and you don't, you're at risk. But it's I don't know how I feel. I wish they didn't exist altogether. I wish I like just weapons in general. But this obviously, I don't think that's something that's ever going to be possible. But I've been to Chicago many, many times. Yes. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up here. I got to get some more work. My performance meal, I could smell it. Yeah, we gotta wrap up. It might even be slightly burned. So I thank you as always, and check out Feed Me More Nutrition on feedmemore.com for all your supplement needs. Save 20% with discount code Ryback Show 20. Check out our blog content. We got a new blog on sodium. We got a lot of different blogs on beginning a vegan diet, high protein vegan foods. All of that is on there on the menu under blogs. We got our spin and win wheel, and sign up for our text message and email message once a week with exclusive discounts not made available anywhere else. And you can also save 25%. You'll get 2 codes if you sign up for the email and the text message to save 25% off your next 2 orders. So we're hooking you up, guys, giving you the discounts for joining the program. And with that being said, stay hungry, my friends. Feed me more.